Okay, so we had a little surprise. The sun surprised us right by the corner over there and just came out of nowhere. Assalamu alaikum and good morning everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, I'm on a photo mission today to catch the sunrise. I'm trying to capture the sunrise right behind the building right behind me, which is Burj Khalifa right over there. So my calculations tell me I'm using an application called Photo Pills, which I'll show you. I'll put a link for it in the bottom. And this helps me find the sun, the stars, the moon, and everything else in between. So my calculations tell me that the sunrise is gonna be from over here. So I got a nice little landscape set up in front of me right here. I got some palm trees, I got the park, and I got the city right in the background, and I'm hoping to capture a nice image. So let's see what happens. We got a little bit of time to go, so we got a lot of time. So I'm gonna take some photos because we're still in blue hour, and let's see what happens, huh? Stay with me. Okay, the equipment that we're using today is, number one, the camera body is the A7R3 by Sony. Lenses I'm going to be using are the 70-200, one of my favorite lenses, 70-200 2.8 G Master, and the 1635, which is connected to the camera right now. 1635 to give me that wide angle, 70-200 to give me that nice long shot when the sun starts to peak up and I want to get a little closer with the buildings that are in the area. So it gives me that nice, beautiful perspective. And again, the wide angle with the 1635 is to help capture the landscape right in front of me, the palm trees, the grass, and everything else. So I was hoping for clouds, but there aren't any clouds. So what to do, huh? Let's see what happens. We're still waiting for the sun to come up, and I'm taking a few more blue hour shots right before it comes up, before golden hour. So let's see what we get, huh? Forgot to mention one other thing. I use a Nisi filter system, complete Nisi filter kit. I'll put the link in the description down below. But right now there aren't any clouds, and I'm not looking to put any type of filters on, except actually for the polarizer. Polarizer is very important. If you want more details about what the polarizer is all about, I'll leave that in the details in the description box down below as well. But it's going to help me bring out my blues in the skies, and it's going to really help me put things in perspective more. That's the only thing that I'm using for today. Again, if there were clouds, you never know, some clouds might roll in. So if there were clouds, I would definitely put try to do a long exposure and stretch the clouds, but that's not the case today. So yeah, so anyway, it's starting to get a little orange behind Burj Khalifa, if you guys notice. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me see if I could adjust the aperture for you guys to tell. See, if I bump up the aperture, you guys can tell a little bit. So the sun's close to coming on, so yeah, just keep waiting. Okay, so we had a little surprise. The sun surprised us right by the corner over there. Just came out of nowhere. Okay, so what basically happened is the sun surprised me a little bit to the left, so my calculations were off just slightly, but that's because my calibration, I didn't calibrate the app. So when you're gonna use the app called Photo Pills, just make sure you try to calibrate it beforehand to make sure that you're perfectly aligned. So this way you don't have an issue like I just had. I had to switch from the 1635 to the 70-200, but I had to do it really quick because the sun was on the right side, well, on the left side of the Burj, and it crosses over fairly quick. So if I wanted to capture the right shot, I'd have to switch over to 70-200 really quick, zoom in, capture that image. So now the sun is starting to peak on the other side, on the right side, and I'm waiting for it to come out a little bit more so I can get more creative shots. let's see what I can catch, huh? Keep following. Okay, some cool stuff happened. So there was a bunch of birds in the area and they were flying by. So what I did is I held my finger on the shutter and I was waiting for the bird, and I was zoomed in with the 70-200. I was zoomed in at about, I'd say about 150. And I wanted the birds to appear right near the sun and Burj Khalifa. And I caught 3 birds flying through. Let's see how they look, huh? Check them out. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for me here today. I just switched over from the 70-200 down to the 16-35. Gonna take a few more shots before I leave, but I think I got what I came for and it was exciting. One important thing to note, guys, whenever you're gonna go out for, especially landscape photography, plan your shot, plan your location, try to imagine what you're going to be shooting and what it's going to look like. This kind of helps, especially trying to figure out what gear you're going to take with you, what lenses, if you need any filters, check the weather, check the maps, check to see where the sun is rising and setting, whatever you're trying to shoot. If you plan your shot, it'll make it easier to execute and capture what you're looking to capture. So again, just to recap, the application that I used was Photo Pills. I'm gonna leave it in the description down below. We came to shoot a sunrise. We checked the weather. There was no clouds, but that doesn't mean we can't shoot. We had beautiful landscape in front of us. We had palm trees, we had Burj Khalifa, and we had the sun rising in the background. So all made for a beautiful shot, I hope at least. You guys let me know. You guys be the judge. I'm gonna post these images on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, here's a tag right here. It's TG from Dubai. Give me a follow, I'd really appreciate it. And if you're not yet subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and tap that bell. It really means a lot. Appreciate the support. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Assalamu alaikum.